Do you practice?
Yeah, I do.
Do you educate, inform, and entertain your listeners? So basically, that is what informed us opening up the membership criteria for the guild.
I can't be a member of the Ghana Actors Guild.
You should be a member of the Actors Guild.
Because I act on radio?
What you do is a performance.
Okay.
So the last constitutional review we had in 2018, that is how we defined who can be or who qualifies to be a member of the Ghana Actors Guild.
Does it mean musicians can be part of this guild?
Yes.
So do you have musicians in the guild?
You see, somebody like Uncle, I'm happy he's in the studio. He's multifaceted. When you look at David Donto, another uncle of mine, he's also multifaceted. So what we do basically in film is not just acting as in dramatic reproductions, but what we do is, so you go to School of Performing Arts and it is music, dance, and theater that comes together as an art. So that is what informed the type of review we did, so that people can better understand who a member of the guild should be, and even help us to be able to know the type of qualities we should have. And that in its reality would inure to us putting out very authentic productions and performances.
Wow. So let me understand it well. So can somebody like Kwame Eugene, Stonebwoy, Samini, can they be part of Ghana Actors Guild?
Yes. Samini was in the movie The Storm. Samini was.
Let's take Kwame Eugene. He's not acted in any movie before.
But does he perform on stage?
Yes.
Okay. So it depends. So you see, most of the time we think that once I can do something means I have to be a part of it. I also have to come to a place where I think I want to be a part of it. You understand? So the fact that I have what it takes to do something does not mean that automatically I'm part of that thing. And that also becomes the nemesis of us as performance groupings, because somebody would say, because mitimi jiminti, I can be an actor. But it goes beyond being able to fool. We don't fool. We make believe fully. We make believe fully performances. And so you should also have the desire and the penchant to be able to do something before you venture into it. So once there is the way for you to be, does not mean you are until you have gone through a process to become part of it.
How do members of the guild benefit from the guild?
I think this question should rather be...
excuse me, just before we move from who qualifies
yes, sir,
to be an actor.
Yes, sir.
Let me quickly
chip
in.
Okay.
That, you know, the normal habit of Ghanaians is to misinterpret everything. Yeah, because there are some people who are calling themselves musicians who are not musicians. Kwame Eugene is an actor, he's a performer. He's not a musician.
Why is he not, sir?
I don't know if he reads music.
He does.
If he plays
musical instruments.
Instruments.
He plays.
If he understands.
Yeah, he
music is an area on its own. But what we're doing here is that singers, pure singers, are calling themselves musicians when they are not. They are performers. So in other jurisdictions, people who qualify or who should be with the actors or performers have all jumped onto the music or musician wagon and are calling themselves musicians when they are not musicians.
So the term is being used loosely to cover everybody.
Yes. All those singers, they are performers. They are not musicians.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Right. So back to the question: how do members benefit from Actors Guild?
Yeah. So what I was going to say was that the question should be how can members? You said how should members?
How do they benefit?
How do they benefit?
Yeah.
As at where we sit now,
yeah.
It's a problematic question to answer because we don't seem to benefit as per how we should benefit. So that's why I'm saying that it should be a futuristic thing.
Okay, how are they supposed to benefit from the guild?
So when you look at other jurisdictions, you realize that, like I was telling you, the core thing is to come together to seek the welfare of the practitioner. And so the core benefit of the practitioner is that he should have representation. when it comes to legislature and all those operational elements, they should have they should have representation. They should have a voice. You should have the chance to be more relevant than you are. You understand? Basically, that is what it is supposed to be. But in practice, that is not what is happening. And that is problematic. That's why I'm saying, how should what is it supposed to be as juxtaposed against what it is? But basically, an actor who says, I'm a member of the Ghana Actors Guild, should have representation. Some time back, you remember that Yvonne Nelson was banned by Producers Association of Ghana, which was so wrong and shouldn't have even happened in the first place. But that is what happened. So actors are Abeiku, help me, is it fallible or gullible? Or Gulliver's Travel. Actors are just left at the mercy of whoever they go into engagements with, especially when it comes to producers and what they do as actors.
Wow. John 99.7 FM, Showbiz A to Z. We're having a conversation on the Ghana Actors Guild. We want to know how well they are faring, and so we're engaging with them. Ken Fiati is the spokesperson for the Ghana Actors Guild. I have Abeiku Sagoe, who is an actor, writer, film producer. Tony Asankomah is a film critic, and Bill Asamoah will be joining us later on Zoom, and then we'll be joined by Peter Sedufia as well. Uncle Ken Adi is also here with us in the studio, and we're getting into the Actors Guild. Ken Fiati, still on you. How many chapters do you have across the country, or branches, if you like?
The guild is supposed to be present in every regional space that we have. Unfortunately, now we have 16 regions, but we were present in 10 at the time, before we had to look at the issues we have. And so I can say that there's representation in 10 regions, which becomes even difficult to clearly define because of the reset of the regional spacings that we have. So I can say it is represented in 10 regions as per what was in place when we had 10 regions.
What is the strength of the regional chapters or branches?
Some are okay, like the Ashanti region.
Oh, okay.
The Bono Ahafo then. Allow me to use the old system because since we became 16
old
regions,
10 regions.
Since we became 16 regions, we have not really been operational.
Okay.
So the Bono Ahafo was coming up. The central western region at the time was strong. Volta region was also coming up at the time. The north was okay. The upper regions were also shooting up. So the strongest places we had at the time were the Ashanti region and Greater Accra regions.
Wow.
At the time.
How many members do you have in total? As per, can you tell us?
It'll be difficult for me to tell as we sit here.
Estimate.
It'll be difficult, very difficult. Because it's been a while. It's been a while that we really looked at our membership composition. So it will be difficult. But I think as of the last election, we're looking at people in excess of 2,000 to 3,000, thereabout.
What do you say to people who say that the guild is dead?
It depends on your definition of dead. It depends on your definition.
What's your definition?
Because for me, if we're going by what the objectives of the guild is, the guild has been dead for longer than we think it is.
Really?
Yes.
How many years ago?
As long as I can remember.
As long
even
as
before. So at the point in time, I became the general secretary.
Yeah.
The national general secretary, and even around that time, as per the true sense of what a guild should be, our guild was on life support.
Wow. And what did you do to salvage it from that situation?
It's not about me.
It's not about you.
It's about us.
Yes,
as a guild.
you, and I'm using you
so
as a guild.
What we did was to look at our constitution, because that is more or less the mother document of the guild. And you remember earlier I was talking about depending on which constitution you are looking at, because society is dynamic, and human organizations are also supposed to be dynamic. So at the time, we thought we had a good enough constitution that we were running the guilds by. But if you even look at it from today's lenses, you'd realize that there were a lot of things that were not right, especially when it comes to, say, how we organized our congresses and how we carried out our elections. Where if you sit in Accra, you can sit in Accra and win an election and become a national executive without touching base with the other regions. And so you can be a national executive and your members only know you that you're a national executive, but you don't even know the situations as pertain on the grounds. And for me, that is a worry. Even at the time, that was the period that Yvonne Nelson was banned.
Okay.
And so if another association or guild can ban a member of another association or guild, it's like the Society of Engineers banning a lawyer. That's what happened at the time. So if it could happen at that time, then that also tells you that the guild was even weak or dead at the time, because we couldn't stand up for what we had to stand up for. So that's why it looks like I'm giving an evasive answer, but it's because the guild has been sick longer than we think it has been.
Okay, let me talk to Uncle Abeiku Sagoe now. Let me speak to him and find out a few things about the Ghana Actors Guild. Uncle.
Yes, sir.
For how long have you been a member of this guild?
Well, I'm a founding member of the guild. Actually, the last standing founding member. I mean, there were 8 of us.
You were 8 in number?
Yes, who started the guild in 1986.
86?
86, yes. So the guild is almost 40 years or so.
38 years ago.
Yes, 86.
Please, which were the other members, founding members?
Evans Hunter, Kojo Datsun, Jifa Gomashi.
Oh, wow.
Ni Kwesoa, Oni, we call him Oni Kwesoa. Mami Dokuno, Grace Omabo. Yeah, that was Kofi Awaji. I don't know where he is now. That was long ago. There were 8 of us who met. There's a restaurant in front of the Actors Guild. You should know. Ken is a small boy, so he may not know.
I'm happy there are 2 Kens.
Of course, Ken. Yes.
You mean Ken Fiati is
Ken Fiati is a small boy. Yes.
It cannot be.
It cannot be Ken the senior.
At all.
Yes. We met one evening. We used to meet at the Actors Guild in those days. I mean, the Actors Guild was the center of all activities. So one evening, then they started. I was sitting somewhere when somebody called me that there's a meeting at a restaurant. So I went, and eventually we came to about 8, and the idea was mooted that we should have an Actors Guild, because then there was a musicians union, which had become very strong. But as I said earlier, we felt that there were some people who had gone to Musica who should not be Musica, who should not join the musicians union, but should be actors or performers. So they said, let us also form an organization and bring all performers and actors together. So that was how we started. So eventually Dr. Abdallah, who was then the secretary for culture, we met Dr. Abdallah, and he said it was a good idea. So he gave us his support, and we started. So the original 8 people, I've mentioned some of them. Yes. So we started. Some people did not want to join, even at that point. I mean, there were some petty, enmities and disagreements and all that. But we carried on, and eventually it was when, for a long time, these 8 people, and then there were others who joined. These few people were those who carried on. When the Actors Guild grew or exploded was when at a point we thought that Ivan Santa had been president for too long. You know, I was a deputy secretary. We had gone on and on and on. Some of us said, no, people were getting problems. People like Kofi Potofi, all those, you know, they began to have problems with Evans. So we said, let us open up and get everybody, because then there was also the argument of whether you needed to be educated to a certain level to be part of the Ghana Actors Guild, or that everybody who was acting could join. Some of us were of the opinion that anybody who was acting, once he was recognized as an actor, could join. You know, so when we thought Evans had stayed on for too long, and therefore needed to give way, it's when, in fact, it was a revolution that got Evans out, that brought everybody into the Actors Guild, and we opened. This was about 90. Evans had been in office for about 8-9 years. You know, about 8-9 years.
Like
yes.
2 terms.
In fact, in those days, we didn't even have a constitution.
Okay.
The first constitution was written when we wanted to get Evans out. Now we said, let us structure. You know, it's not like just like, you know, at the behest of the president. The president gives the order, everybody follows. Let us do a constitution. So we wrote the first constitution, I think 96, thereabout. Ifadate was the one we engaged to draft it, because he was himself an actor. Yeah. Yes, so he drafted the first constitution in 1996, you know. And then, so the revolution, we got Evans out. We had an interim management is a committee or whatever, which was chaired by Apache, William Mado. You know, they were in office for 1 year. And then they organized the elections at Fred Amugi. We all decided that because at the time we thought Fred was virtually our senior. So let us give it to him. I mean, so that was unanimous decision, in fact, just acclamation. We made Fred Amugi our president. But then after some time, the agitations also started, because they thought, because then we had written the constitution that the president, the executive had a 4-year tenure. Fred crossed 4. So we started the agitations again, you know. Somewhere 2000, incidentally, 2001, I left the country. I went to the U.S. For further studies. So when the election that brought Ode in, I wasn't around.
Ode Mensah.
Yes. Ode Mensah, I wasn't around. Ken was part of that team as the general secretary. You know. Then at the point he fell out with Ode. When I came back, I'd come back. You know, Ken fell out with Ode. So one morning Ode called me.
Why did you do that?
Ken Fiati, of course, will not. You know, so Ken Fiati fell out with Ode Mensah. I'd come back and was working with a girl as an ordinary member, but was making lots of contributions. You know, I introduced the Declaration of Independence thing, because I saw a similar thing in the U.S. So when I came, I said, let me do. That was we started the Ghana 40th anniversary. Yes. Yes. And I even started before I left. But when I came back, we built it on. And then I introduced the shooting incident, the Junction Osu. Yeah, the 28th February. Yes, I introduced that one too. So at the point they called me and said Ken Fiati had left him. They needed a secretary. So he thought I could come and help them. So I joined them as is there anything like a non-commissioned secretary? You know, so we helped. You know, so at the point, Ode was going on and on and on and on. So one day I called Ode, I said, Charlie, you cannot be life president. Because what he had done was that in order to entrench himself, he divided the country into 2. Remember that at a point Rawlings divided the country into 2, according to Akwesi Agyeman, and gave him the northern sector. You know, so they tried that. That is how the guy who's Asamoah. That's how Bill Asamoah became Northern chairman, and then another person became Southern chairman. I said, what are you doing? We cannot do this. I mean, let us go for elections. So I put pressure on him, and at the point he acceded, and we went for Congress, which Reverend Edikofi won and became the president. So unfortunately, his tenure, Edikofi died. Vivian Nacho, who was the vice president, traveled out and didn't come back. And then Quench Somo Sampa also died. So we had 3 vacancies in the executive. So the executive decided to have a by-election to fill those places. But some members said no. With the exit or the demise of the 3 executive members, the entire executive should be dissolved for IMC to be created, and then they plan general elections again.
The IMC is an interim management committee, right?
Committee. I stood up against it. I said no. The remaining members of the executive are not responsible for the exit of the 3. And they had been voted at a Congress, a properly conducted Congress. They had 2 more years to go. So we should have by-election to join them. And then when their tenure expires, we go for Congress. There was agitations. They should go. You are not doing well. I said, even Ghana government, we say is not doing well. But we haven't kicked them out of office. So the important thing is for us to have by-elections, nothing more than that. So they went ahead. I said I wanted to be the interim president, that is to join the executive. And then, so there was call for nominations. I filed, Samuel Fishan filed, the 2 of us. And then when we were to go for vetting, Samuel Fishan did not turn up for the vetting. I went. So the committee said, well, if I had come, that means that I had gone through. So the night that, at the meeting that I was going to be presented as a nominee for the elections.
Presidency.
For the presidency. A group of people came in and disrupted the meeting.
Who were this group?
Fiati was one of them.
That's a lie. Abeiku, that's a lie. That is a blatant lie.
Opari was one of them.
In the game.
When you were talking,
a moment. Please, you are both off air now. A moment. Uncle Sagoe. Uncle Sagoe. Ken says he wasn't part of the group. He says he wasn't part of it. Okay, so can we move on? Okay. So kindly retract that, sir.
Kwame.
Mr. Sagoe, kindly retract that. He said he wasn't there.
That people can be listening to a program and have frequency challenges. What they may hear is the fact that I was part of.
Okay, you were not there. I agree, you were not there.
And apologize.
No. I said that you say you were not there. I said fine, you were not there.
No, retract and apologize.
Uncle Sagoe, kindly do that. Kindly retract and apologize, sir, please.
I'm mentioning his name.
So retract and apologize.
He said he was not there. I said if he was not there, he says.
Oh, but did you see him?
He said he was not there.
No. Did you see him?
Because
there?
Future, we'll get that maybe.
No, he has to retract.
Uncle Sagoe, did you see every member of the group? Did you see? Yeah, we are listening to that. Yes, but I want to know if
he says it's not there. So I said, okay.
Yeah, so kindly retract and apologize, sir.
If I say you are not there,
Maybe misrepresentations.
if he was not there,
Yes.
well, I mean, you retraction. What is retraction? He says he was there. I said, agreed. He was not there.
Yes,
Outside
so
that.
apologize for
So,
saying
no,
that.
there's no need for that.
Okay.
Let me go on.
Okay.
Let me
It'll be
go
a
on.
nice show.
I think
For our listeners that are paying attention to this and following the conversation, the history that you're giving us, everything, kindly do that for the sake of our listeners. Kindly retract and apologize. Please do that for me.
yes, I've retracted. He was not there.
Kwame, for respect for Ken.
Oh,
Senior Ken, I will let it slide. But the gift says
he says you are not let me.
Okay, so on record, Ken Fiati wasn't part of the people that went to disrupt. Yeah, so he wasn't part of it.
He keeps saying he says he was not there. He keeps saying that. I said you were there. He's a literary luminary.
Okay, Joe 99.7 FM Showbiz A to Z 0551111997. We're still finding ways of making the Ghana Actors Guild better. What are your suggestions? We have in the studio Ken Fiati, he's spokesperson for the Ghana Actors Guild. We have Abeiku Sagoe, he's actor, writer, film producer, and we also have Tony Asankomah, film critic. We have Uncle Ken, he's a broadcaster here with us at Joy FM. Peter Sedufia is a filmmaker. Later, we'll be joined by Bill Asamoah, who's chairman of Ghana Actors Guild in the Ashanti region. I'm coming back to you, Uncle Sagoe, to continue with the history. You're giving us some accounts from the beginning of the guild till now. So please continue from where you landed. But on record, Ken Fiati wasn't part of the group. It's been established. Let's go.
He was not there. But you asked, there was Irene Opare, there was Kasum Sinari, there was Hanawi. Salim, I'd never seen him, I'd never met him, I'd never heard of him until that evening. There was Oscar Provençal. Yes, there are a couple of them. But let me, before the history to that one was that one evening, I was then staying at Asalam Down.
Okay.
One night at about 10:30 p.m., Listowel Agbeli and Ifadate
Okay.
came to wake me up on this matter. And they mentioned the issue of the IMC. I said they wanted me to be the chairman of the IMC. And I said, no, I don't do things like that. Let's go for elections. You know. So apparently, they organized a meeting at the old soldiers' place.
When you say they, who
Yes,
are they?
Captain Ifadate himself was part of it, I
Okay.
believe. And all the people that I've mentioned, they decided that they would come and disrupt the meeting. So they came and did it. They came and disrupted the meeting. But the executive then decided that they would go ahead with the elections. So I think 2 weeks later at the musical hall, we went there for the elections. The same people came back, this time around with lots of people. And with cudgels and, knives and all those.
Really?
Yes. Somebody called the police, the ministry's police station, and they came there with members, men, and asked us to stop the elections. So we did. The minister that it came to the notice of the minister at the time, Elizabeth Ofosu, Honorable Elizabeth Ofosu Ajare. So she called us, all of us, to a meeting at her office, and asked what the reason problem she had heard that we were fighting and all that. So we explained. Everybody spoke. Then she said that the issue was about elections and nothing else. So she put up a committee. She constituted a committee made up of Ekwansa, William Ado, Akunu Dake was actually the chairman. That they should go and resolve the actors' problem. It took us, then they, co-opted other people to join, to form a committee. It took us almost 1 year, or it took them almost 1 year to come up with a roadmap. Then they invited all of us to a meeting at the musical hall at the time. At this meeting, the committee gave us their roadmap, the pillars of the roadmap, that we were going to have elections that whoever won the elections will be in office for 1 year.
Which year are we talking about?
This was 2016. Or 2017. This was the issues were in 2017, so it took us to, at the time, it was 2016. And then we came to 2017.
Reverend Edikofi passed in 2016.
Yes. So we came to 2017. At that time, Elizabeth Ofosu-Adjare had even left. The committee decided that we're going to have elections, and that whoever won would be in office for, he would join the winners of the 3 places, will join the existing executive, and they will be in office for 1 year. And then after the 1 year, by which time they would have prepared for Congress and all that. So after 1 year, we hold a proper Congress and elect a full executive into office. And then they said that we're going to have the elections on 28th April of 2017. So, and that the executive, their objectives will be to rebrand the guild
For 1 year.
for 1 year, to hold a conference within the 1 year, to come up with a new constitution, and then hold the elections finally.
Okay.
After the 1 year, that is on 27th April.
Yeah.
Because we had the elections on 28th April 2017. So we went into the whole year, the whole 1 year, we didn't hear nothing. There was no constitution, there was no rebranding, there was no conference. Then 27th April 2018, which was supposed to be the last day of that tenure, they called a meeting at the Art Center. And they said some of us told them that their tenure had expired.
Okay.
So they didn't have any locus to do anything in the name of the executive. Therefore, we should revert to the IMC, the Akunu Committee,
Yeah.
for them to organize a proper Congress for us. It didn't happen. Then, getting to the end of, I think somewhere in October or so, I heard that, August, said that they were planning to hold elections. So we said, no, you don't have the mandate to do that. Your tenure is expired. So they went on and on and on. Then they said we're going to hold elections. So no, you don't have. And then they came up. Finally, I got a list of people who are going to contest the elections. All the positions were all opposed. 9 positions. None of them had 2 contestants. The name they had.
Were people not interested in the positions?
They didn't. There was no one. There was no electoral register. There was no.
They didn't have that.
They didn't have electoral register. We wanted to find out those who were contesting, how they filed, whether they had paid filing fees or not. They hadn't, because we asked the treasurer. We said no, nobody had paid any filing fee to him. So we said no, you cannot hold these elections.
Let's get
You cannot hold this election.
The spokesperson for the guild is here. Ken Fiati, are these
It's Bill
facts?
online.
Okay.
It's Bill online.
Bill
I can
is
see
right
him
online.
there.
Yeah, he's
Can Bill
online.
respond to these things?
Which one?
You are not the host.
Specifically.
I'm sorry.
Which
I'm
one?
sorry.
I sought permission from the host.
No,
No, let me finish.
Which,
I
which
haven't
one?
finished.
Mommy, if I can't talk, I'll keep
No,
quiet.
no. I mean, which one do you have an
Tell
issue
him
with?
you asked me a question.
Ken, please. Which one do you have an
About
issue
the fact
with?
that every position was unopposed, about the fact that it was sprung up on people,
That wasn't
about
true.
the fact that people
Okay.
did not pay filing fees, all those things.
Okay.
I want Bill to respond to it.
Bill is not a treasurer
I want
of the
Bill to-
guild.
I'm
Ken,
saying this
filing
because-
fee, you call it treasurer.
Honorable Ken, the fact that
Ken, you are the spokesperson. Ken, you are the spokesperson. So if you think that he's giving out some information that are not true, you can just come in and then give us the true picture. Please, what is the truth?
What have I said? That
What is the fact?
the meeting I sat in, and now let me place this in the right context. All the upheavals about stopping an election and all that, I cannot speak to it because I was not there. I can only say what I was told. And then I can say what was said before certain people of substance, like Professor A.C. Sutherland, like, I call him doctor, sorry, Akunudake. You know I respect you. He was in that meeting. Abeiku Sego was in that meeting. Fission was in that
Which
meeting.
meeting are you talking
I will
about?
produce, let me land, since you are not also a host. I will produce such documents for you to see. We met in Professor A.C. Sutherland's house when you went to petition them.
Yes.
And they called a meeting to go into the issues. The things you said in the meeting are not the things you are saying here.
What did he say?
You understand?
What did he say?
I didn't say
The
that.
fact of the issue is that were you part of those that asked for an extension of the date for election?
I didn't ask for
Well,
extension.
did you hear of extension of dates in that meeting?
Are you asking me a question?
Did let him answer.
Mr. Sagoe, did you hear of that? Were you aware of the extension of the date for? Were you aware of that?
I petitioned.
Akunudake
Yeah.
and Professor A.C. Sutherland over the things that they were doing. So they called us to a meeting. Well, I was summarizing.
Yes.
That's why I didn't go into all those
Okay.
details. So they called us to a meeting at Professor A.C. Sutherland's home. And everybody set aside. So they said that they should suspend their idea of holding elections. And that they should open up for whoever was interested to join, to come in and contest if anybody was interested. They didn't do it. They said that nobody could tell them what to do. That was what your
Ken,
Oscar
Ken,
said.
I'll
that.
come to you.
Oscar said that nobody
Ken, please let him land so that I give you the chance to respond to what he's saying. Please let him land. Don't worry, we can put all that on our social media handles. But for the time being, Ken Fiati, please listen to Abeiku. Listen to him make his submission. When he's done, then you come in. Thank you very much.
saying that
Yes, sir.
because I was trying to summarize, I decided that it was not necessary.
Okay.
But we went to the meeting and we asked that they should suspend or they should cancel
Okay.
the process of the election that they wanted to contest. And that if they opened up and allowed whoever was interested to come in, we'll be satisfied. And I told them that I was no longer interested in contesting. I made it clear. I've said it here, Joy, in this studio. I've said the time.
So you did not contest for the October 2018 election? You did not contest?
No.
Okay.
The 2017 election was the one in which I contested.
Okay.
But I made it clear that I was only interested in helping to reshape, putting up the structures for the 1 year. And that beyond that, I'll no longer.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I made it clear.
I'll come back to you, but let me go to Ken. I think he has some, rebuttal.
No, it's pretty interesting. I just want to think that he may be forgetting some of the facts, because an electoral committee was put in place at an extraordinary Congress. He was present. When I say he, I'm talking about Abeiku Sego. Was present in that extraordinary Congress.
Where was it held?
It was held at the Arts Center.
No.
Do you remember which date this one?
I think it was June or
took
July.
place?
He was there.
No.
Then that May thing he's talking about. You see, all these dates issues came up. I thank God Akunudake is alive. Professor A.C. Sutherland is alive. I'm talking this way because I'm asking myself, are we handling issues that are before the courts? And I can only speak to it because Abeiku has decided to talk about these issues. And I want it to be on record. And I will call for this voice because we'll produce it in court. Should it come up for contempt of court? Ken, please, Senior, you understand what I'm saying? Because these are issues before the courts. These are issues that he, Abeiku Sego, together with other two people belonging to the guild, presented at court in their wreaths of sermons. Now, in the meeting in Professor Sutherland's house, it was stated that there was no such agreement that the election will keep the executive so elected in office for 1 year. The Akunodake did say that in that meeting, that there was no such agreement, and that it came up that why wouldn't they hold elections, scrape every position after 1 year and have elections? But it was not agreed on, because it was supposed to be tabled and signed and made an official document as being upheld by the committee that was put in place. Akuno did say this. And based on that was what we said, that when they said, can we push the date forward a bit? Some officials said, there's an electoral committee in place. He's only a president and a contestant. So he cannot take that decision. So we will go back and speak to the electoral committee. The person who heads it is a witness in court in the case that Abeiku, Sagoe, and 2 others, one suspicious, are contesting in court. So that is what happened in Efua Sutherland's house, AC Sutherland's house. And that was what was carried out. Where was the electoral committee in all this? When you speak, you know Warai. He's a reporter on entertainment.
Concept Warai, TV3.
Yes,
yeah,
with TV3.
Yeah.
There was an interaction between the electoral committee and the general public, represented by the press in the copyright board office, a boardroom, where electoral procedures were stipulated. This was before you petitioned Professor AC and Akunodake. So there was a committee in place. That committee was elected at a congress at the Arts Center. If I'm lying, Bill is on the line. You can ask him. I don't remember Bill attending, but he would know about that congress. So it is not like people stood up and suddenly wanted to hold election and were being surreptitious about it. The fact that people were contesting unopposed does not mean that the processes were not opened. The processes were difficult for certain people who had, you remember my initial point, that you could sit in Accra and win a national election. So we opened it up. You can go to Frederick Ebert Foundation. There was support from them. I wrote the proposal, and I knew how monies got handled by certain people in the Ghana Actors Guild. So we said, Frederick Ebert, administer the money yourself. Ask Bill Asamoah whether we were not in Ashanti region. We were in the north. We brought her Hafo to join Kumasi and had a meeting at that hotel around the Jiso. I've forgotten the name. If you speak to Bill, he should be able to tell us. Where we discussed, that was the first time that it came up that, can we push the elections back a bit? And that petition had the lady actress that is part of your petition to some extent.
Mercy
Siedu. And I say to some extent because there are things that will prove in court. There are things that will prove in court. Certain characters are the reason why the Actors Guild is in the state it is. And unfortunately, people that we look up to are the reason why we are struggling as a guild. So in that meeting, we had Bono people coming. We were in the north. We slept in the same hotel at the time. His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo was in Tamale. We slept in Modern City Hotel. Expenses taken care of by Frederick Ebert Foundation. People from the upper regions joined us. What were we doing? Constitutional amendment stakeholder consultation meeting.
Which year are we talking about? Which year was that?
2020, is it? We started in 2017 to 2018.
Okay.
I'm certain it should be first quarter of 2018.
Okay.
This constitutional, you remember when I was talking earlier, I talked about performers instead of actors. It is in the reviewed constitution. Whilst people have been able to sit in the confines of their homes to make constitutional amendment, whilst people have been able to plan elections in the confines of their homes. And so these are the things that happened. So I didn't know we were coming into this because I know these issues are in court. If I knew we were coming to discuss this, if you like, fix this for next week. I'll bring you documents of our congresses, the ones that he sat at the back and was trying to wreak mayhem, trying to foment trouble. I'm talking about Abeiku Sagoe. He was there. His name is on the register. I'll bring it to you in here. Yes, he did say that this executive are out of tenure. It was handled by the General Secretary of Ghana Actors Guild, Ziginetis Emmanuel. You can call him and ask him. He made him understand that nothing like this had been agreed upon. Two, it had been clearly established that if we say the people who have been elected to complete the unexpired term are supposed to be in office for 1 year, what happens to the others? Because there was a treasurer in place, Francis Dogbe, Ziggy Nettison, and I think one other person. They were in place. So if you say you are holding elections to complete an unexpired term, I don't know why people want to be mischievous to equate 1 year and next year to mean 12 calendar months.
Ken, I'll come to you, but you mentioned the
There
name.
are a lot of things I have to clear on the things he said.
I'll come back to you. You mentioned the name Akunudake.
Yes.
He's a development consultant with expertise in projects and event management and culture.
Yes.
And he's on the line right now. Let me speak to him now and clear a few things from him. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dadzie.
Thanks for joining us this afternoon on Showbiz A to Z.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so this afternoon we're having a conversation on the Actors Guild, and something just came up, some confusion, if you like, about something that happened in 2017 after the demise of Reverend Eddie Kofi, and when certain positions became vacant in the Ghana Actors Guild, which situation actually called for an election to be held in 2017. We're asking a question that Ken Fiati raised. Ken Fiati is not actually in support of a statement made by Uncle Abeiku Sagoe. Uncle Abeiku Sagoe is saying that during that particular time, it was agreed that the people that were elected hold office for just 1 year, so they hold a main election in 2018. Is it something that really happened? Did you actually arrive at the conclusion that these people stayed in office for just 1 year for an actual election to be held in 2018? Is it something you can confirm or deny?
Mr. Dadzie, good afternoon again, and good afternoon to your listeners. I think you are talking about events in 2015, 2016, if I remember.
Mr. Dake.
I'm coming.
Okay. Yes. Reverend Eddie Kofi passed in 2016.
Yeah, I'm talking about in 2016.
Yes, please.
Yeah, 2016. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, which is 8 years now. Yeah.
Okay.
But that's not the issue really for me. The issue for me is this. Look, these issues have been in contention for almost 8 years now. 8 years. We had opportunity, myself, Mr. Kwawansa, I don't know, two other people, to sit in a mediation that went on for months. I'm really surprised that 2024, we are still here. I'm really surprised. Litigation should come to an end at a certain point in time. The ANC and the National Party in South Africa were in litigation for years, but they came around the table. It's just too much. I've not been listening to the program, to be honest. I've not. Your producer called me and asked me if I could react to this. But it's just too much. You know, so really, it's not as if I don't want to respond to the question. To be honest with you, I'm not even in the frame anymore to go into these issues of contention. I'm really sorry. But we are in an artistic community. What is it at all? What is it at all? What is it at all? We are thinking of bigger issues related to development. How to ensure that our sector is respected. How to mainstream our sector, to move it from the peripheral to the center. So that we become critical in issues related to development. When you mention education, you mention health, you mention environment, and so on. How are we treated if we carry on like this? And this is my attitude to this, to be honest with you. Mr. Dadzie.
Mr. Dake.
Yes.
So please, are you able to tell us if that really transpired during that meeting, as in they agreeing to the fact that these leaders will lead the guild for 1 year? Was this something that was agreed on during the meeting?
To be honest with you, Mr. Dadzie, I have a lot of respect for you, a lot of respect for the program, and so on. I just don't want to be drawn into this anymore. I have to be honest with you.
Mr. Dake.
Presidents of the cultural committee sat down, brought these our colleagues together, months, to find a middle ground. And we are 8 years on, and we are still in the studio discussing these things and tearing each other apart.
Mr. Dake, please, Uncle Ken wants to ask a question.
I'm listening.
Akunu.
Yes, Ken Fiati.
This is Ken Addy.
So, Uncle Ken, sorry, I'm sorry.
Akunu, good evening.
Good evening, my brother and my big brother.
Yes. Do you remember a few years back, we discussed this matter when Na Ashoko was host of this program? And I said to you at the end of the discussion, I said, Akunu, I could not see any resolution to this conflict. And you promised me and said, no, we are going to resolve this in no time. I am talking about 4 years or so ago.
Even Nasoko was hosting a program?
Yes.
No, I was never part of a program.
Oh, you have been. You have been. Maybe you forgot.
Maybe Mr. Quay, George Quay.
No, I remember vividly.
No, because Nasoko has never moderated any program that I've been involved.
Okay. Forget about the host. Okay,
you from a distance.
You forget about the host.
Yes.
And let's get into the substance.
Yes.
These same issues. I'm only backing what you're saying, that you're fed up with what has happened. And I'm saying that we discussed this issue on that program. And from the conversation that we had with various actors, I said to you, I could not see an end to the conflict. And you said, don't say that, Ken. I promise you we will resolve this matter in no time. And years later, we are back. And you are now saying you're fed up with what is happening and it should have been resolved.
Actually, 4 years ago, I left this issue long ago. And the contenders or those involved in this, they know my position. One of them was even saying that I should come to court and do something. I said, are you serious? That you are going to bring me to court to come and do what? I mean, really?
It's okay.
Are you serious? Are you serious?
Okay.
I work in the area of mediation, and that is my role. That is my role. We tried whatever we could do, and so on and so forth. You know, at a certain time, we're even being banked by what was going to happen and what was happening. You know, I mean, but my issue is a much bigger one. It's much broader. That look, please, have friends, please.
Thank you.
I'm going to go on this forever. Once the major issues related to your industry and members of your own organizations are staring at you in your faces, and I'm appealing to them right now openly that please Why? Bring this thing, end this.
Kwame,
Just end it. What do you hope to achieve?
Yes, before you go.
And you continue to tear it apart.
It's not fair.
There are bigger issues in the industry.
I told him.
Mr. Dake, please, before you go, Ken Fiati wants to say something to you.
Dr. Dake.
I'm not doctor. I'm Mr.
You know, when it comes to issues in the space, I learned from you. I want to apologize for what is happening. I didn't know this was what we were coming to discuss until Abeiku brought it up and started mentioning names and mentioned your name. Truth of the issue is that you have said before, and we have resolved this. I said it on this program, that in a meeting in Professor Esi's house, we agreed on going back to talk to an electoral committee and going into election October 18. So, Doc, I'm so sorry that they have called you to drag you into this, but I did not know we're coming to discuss these issues. And I didn't think it was right for your name to be brought in a plot to lie to the general public. Thank you.
Look, Ken. Language is important. You know me. Language is important. The type of words you use can just bring up emotions. The word lie to the public, please.
I apologize. I apologize.
I'm serious.
I apologize. And listeners, I apologize for using the word lie. But I think that the truth was not properly presented.
Because it just brings up
the truth was not properly presented. I apologize for using the word lie. Thank you very much for drawing my attention.
Thank you very much, Mr. Akunu Dake, for your time here with us on Showbiz.
Good afternoon, Your Excellency, Mr. Dadzie.
Thank you, sir. Joe 99.7 FM, we're still here talking about Ghana Actors Guild. We'll be right back.
The MacDown Entrepreneurship Challenge Season 1 has been a journey of great impact. From the application process to the selection of participants of MacDown Entrepreneurship Challenge Season 1, the millionaire investor Dr. Daniel Macaulay is staying the course of grooming the next generation of multi-billion-dollar entrepreneurs in Ghana. Ghana's unemployed youth population is growing exponentially by the day. A private sector intervention is needed to lighten the burden of employment on the government. The MacDown Entrepreneurship Challenge is one of such privately funded initiatives. Ghana, are you ready for the second edition of the MacDown Entrepreneurship Challenge Season 2? In this edition, 15,750 applications were received. 80 applicants have been selected for the real showdown. So watch out as these 80 business ideas are put to the test in the battle for the ultimate prize. Who will succeed? Who will fall out? And who will win the $100,000 cash prize in the MacDown Entrepreneurship Challenge Season 2? The MacDown Entrepreneurship Challenge is brought to you by MacDown Foundation. The MacDown Entrepreneurship Challenge, coming soon.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
sharp! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information. We are good together everywhere you go.
Want more money, more moolah, more kudi, more sika, or more l'argent?
Yes!
Then win more moolah with 30 Ghana cedis free credit when you play Game Park's Pick 1 and Pick 4 games for the first time.
How?
Just dial *946#, get your first bet and win on us with a 30 Ghana cedi welcome bonus.
Oh yes, it's all about the moolah.
Win more moolah with Game Park today. Go to GameParkGames.com for more information. Game Park is licensed by the NLA. Play responsibly. Not suitable for persons under 18 years.
Explore a world of limitless opportunities, life-transforming experiences, and self-discovery on Springboard, your virtual university. Learn from industry experts, CEOs, and changemakers as we empower you with the practical tools for climbing to your next level. Join host Reverend Albert Okran every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Joy 99.7 FM and online on Facebook and YouTube. Catch the repeat on Joy Prime every Saturday at 6 a.m. Partners MTN Ghana, Enterprise Group, and the Ghana Grows Program, a collaboration between MasterCard Foundation and Springboard Roadshow Foundation. Media partners Joy FM, Joy Prime, and Graphic. Springboard, your personal value will shoot up.
Here's on turnaround. Here's where we turn around.
The Jete family, in collaboration with Club 161, presents the Dr. Pound's All-White Party with the Stars. It's on Saturday, 2nd November 2024. Happening live inside Club 161 at Cape Coast Stadium. Yo, you're repainting Cape Coast in white. And as national spenders are pulling up. I say, ball lesson, but you did do what time. Dr. Pound's All-White Party with the Stars. A great party featuring the Sika for Ghana. The ladies are about to show the big boss lady things. Tickets in a Dafomo, 100 cities a pair and 200 Ghana cities VIP. Yeah, Dr. Pound's All-White Party with the Stars. Fully come connect with the Stars. Saturday, 2nd November 2024 at Club 161 inside Cape Coast Stadium. Sponsors: Agazi Homes, Westport Petroleum Limited, Ike City Hotel, Media Partners, Hit FM, Adom FM, Joy FM, GH Hyper, Kokonsa.com, Zion Felix, and Sammy K Media. Dr. Pound's All-White Party with the Stars.
Efia, I've been thinking. Have you noticed the changes in our community?
Kojo, things are really different now. The MPP has really made a difference.
Exactly. Free SHS, healthcare, new factories. It's like a whole new Ghana.
And don't forget, electricity is so much reliable now. I remember when we used to go days without light.
True. The NPP has done a lot to improve the basics.
Ajua is a beneficiary of free SHS. And now, she is in university.
And that's the kind of leadership we need. Someone who is focused on making things better for everyone. But Efia, still there are a lot more to be done for the development of Ghana.
Absolutely, Kojo. The NPP has shown that real progress is possible.
On December 7th, let's vote to keep this positive impact going. Vote number 1 on the ballot. Vote NPP for a better and prosperous Ghana.
The Joy Prime Made in Ghana Fair at the Good Park, Accra Mall from Thursday 14th to 17th November 2024, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day. Come witness the proud Ghanaian originality, authenticity, and rich culture as we display Ghanaian inventions, locally made clothing, shoes, bags, jewelry, beads, beauty products, Ghanaian music, and many more. This year's fair will be packed with lots of activities and many other surprises. Don't miss out on the fashion show, Cookie Fest, between our favorite audience on Saturday, 16th November at 3 p.m. For further inquiries and information, please contact 050-023-8383. Joy Prime Made in Ghana Fair is brought to you by Joy Prime and powered by Hits FM 103.9. Sponsored by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, Syntex Tank, Air Strong, Air Tough, Corn Natural, 100% cocoa fruit juice, Ghana Pay Mobile Pay, your money your way, DPS Pipes and Plastics connecting you to life. Media partners, Joy FM, Adom FM, Asamoah FM, Inshura FM, and Love FM.
Let me see those hands, let me see those hands, let me see those hands, let me see them, come on.
Ghana, are you ready? The Hits FM Hottest DJ is back with a bang after a long break. Do you have what it takes to be the ultimate winner for this year's Hottest DJ competition? Are you looking to showcase your DJ talent to the world? This is your chance to shine. Join DJ Cross Accra to battle for supremacy and prove your worth as the next Hottest DJ. Come, showcase your flair, style, and swag to be crowned the next Hottest DJ. For further details and inquiries, send a WhatsApp message on 0531 003 3813. 0531-003813. This year's edition promises to be better and mega. The hottest DJ competition is brought to you by Hits 103.9 FM and partnered by Joy Prime. The Hits FM hottest DJ, unearthing unique talents.
Joy 99.7 FM.
This poor man cried unto God 7 times. 7 times God delivered him. No matter what the situation, trust in the Almighty One. No matter how you feel in your heart, lift up your hands to the Lord and He'll turn it around. Turn it around. Turn it around. My God will turn it around. Never let your problems get you down. God will turn it around. Turn it around. Turn it around. Jesus will turn it around. Never let your problems get you down. Troubles come to make you strong. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. In trials and tribulation. Hold on, hold on. Hold on. No matter what the people may say, don't let them lead you astray. No matter what's going on, lift up your head and weather the storm. Turn it around.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Turn it around. My Lord, you'll turn it around. Just never let your problems get you down. Turn it around. Turn it around. And don't wear a frown. Say turn it around.
We're turning things around. Everything about Actors Guild, turning it around. Joy 99.7 FM, music by Wayne Stoddart. Turn it around. And we're still here talking about the Ghana Actors Guild. Chalet, you know the small fire. I have Abeiku Sagoe, actor, writer, film producer. Tony Asankomah, film critic. Ken Fiati is the spokesperson of the Ghana Actors Guild. Peter Sedufia is a filmmaker. He's here with us. And then we have Uncle Ken Dadzie, broadcaster. On Zoom is Bill Asamoah. He is chairman for Ghana Actors Guild in the Ashanti region. Let me start with him before I come back in-house and speak to the rest of us here. Let me say hi to Bill. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Kwame. And good afternoon to my colleagues in the studio as well.
I hope you are doing well.
I'm well by God's grace. Hope you are well too.
Fantastic. We're doing well here too.
Great.
Okay, let's go straight to the point. So you are chairman for Ghana Actors Guild in the Ashanti region. If I should ask you how the guild is doing in the region, what would you say?
The guild in the region is doing fabulous. We are doing very well. Everybody is in high spirits. We are looking forward to we clearing the hurdle on our necks, as in the elections. That is made everybody kind of be on tenterhooks, and we are hoping that the next year will be a very good year for us, where we'll have our national officers in a very solid form, so we wouldn't have this back and forth on radio and all that. So we are in high spirits. We are together. We are focused. We are working. And then we are looking forward to getting a settled national office, and then we see the way forward.
How many members do you have in your region?
Currently, we have 100 plus on our platform, as in registered members.
Do you go for meetings regularly? Do you have any projects or activities you embark on?
Yes, we go for meetings. We were doing once every month meeting at in the last Sunday of the month. But due to COVID, we decided to do Zoom. We decided to do meetings on our platforms. So currently, we're doing more meetings on our platforms instead of meeting face to face. Yes, and now we've got a few activities ahead of us. Currently, we are looking forward to doing our end of year get together that is coming up in the last week of November. Because of the elections, we have to push it a little forward. So we are looking forward to doing that. That is the major event that is ahead of us now.
Okay, now let me ask you this particular question. So, since you took office, what are some of your achievements?
A lot is what we have done so far. I've been in office for close to 8 years now, and we've done a lot. Some of them are out there for you to know. Our members have been able to stand in their grounds, do things on their own now. We've been able to collaborate with ourselves. When the industry nosedives, we had to come together.
Bill, when you say do things on their own, what do you mean by that?
As in shooting of movies, as in doing what we know what to do best. You know, we are actors. So if the industry is having challenges and then we are not getting producers, quote and unquote, producers come in to do movies so that we'll get jobs to do, we have to come together, collaborate on our own, and then do what we can do to get ourselves surviving. And
how did the guild engineer that?
We have to talk to ourselves, as in support each other. We have individuals who were amongst us that had a little amount of money on their own who wanted to do something. So when they mentioned it to us, we talked to some of the actors and some of our colleagues to go in and then support them by not charging the regular fees that we used to charge, as in somebody from outside coming in to kind of do a production, and we would take our normal fees. So we will just back down on our fees and then make sure that we help each other so that we'll get something doing in the meantime.
Okay, which other things do you intend to do for the guild that you've not done yet?
Well, you know, the Ghana Actors Guild mostly is for the welfare of the actors. We don't actually have much stuff that we're doing, but for now we are looking at, you know, because it's a national something, most of our activities were supposed to have come from national. And because we're having this crisis at national, we kind of are on our own, be it our welfare system, be it our, most of the things, like I said, the constitution does not allow us to do independently on our own. It will have to come from national. So in as much as we are not having national running as it's supposed to be, we are on the low doing things. Most of them are, let me say, informal, but we're doing them so that we don't get ourselves wanting. As in the welfare system, we're looking at getting something like pension schemes for ourselves. But like I said, we have to wait on national so that there's some of these things will be coming from national so that we will support at the regional level. But we are talking to ourselves, and we are looking at getting a welfare scheme for ourselves. In as much as we have the internal welfare thing running now, we're looking at getting an aged fund and some things of that sort so that the people amongst us, some of the aged amongst us, will not go wanting where the need arises.
Thank you, Mr. Bill Asamoah. Please stay on for us. Let me come in here and speak to some of my guests. I'll come back to you later. Okay, that is Bill. Okay, do you have anything to add to it?
Kwame, before I hold on, I would want to say that I I kind of like what Uncle Akunodake said. Because in as much, when I accepted to be on your platform this afternoon, I was thinking we were going to look forward. But unfortunately, when I joined, I think we are doing the same old things that we've been doing. Battling here and there, arguing here and there. You know, that alone has taken a chunk of your time, if I'm right. If I'm not wrong. That alone, between my brother Ken and Uncle Abeiku, has taken a lot. And this is what we've always been doing. And that is why we are still where we are today. So I'll beg with them. Let's see to reason. Let's come sit at the table. Let's discuss this and then move forward.
Thank you very much. So the actual plan is to look at the way forward for the Ghana Actors Guild, but in the course of the conversation, these issues came up, and I think we are good to go now. Let me come to Tony Asankomah. He's a film critic. Now, from your lenses, from where you sit as a film critic, how do you see Ghana Actors Guild?
It's sad. First of all, I would say what I see about the Ghana Actors Guild is not anything to write home about. And I'm even more surprised that the guild is older than I am. I actually thought, yes, I'm hearing that the guild is older. 38 years old. And it looks like the problems that the guild has were problems that were right from inception, right when the consummation was done and the guild was conceived, there were problems. And someone would have said it should have been terminated. But we've watched this guild live for close to 40 years and we are still having these issues. It's quite disappointing. And as it stands now, from where I sit, I don't see where this is going. It's obvious that the impasse that the guild is at, nothing really can be done to fix it. And I say this with all respect to everybody that's part of this mess that we call an Actors Guild. Because it's sad that even from the story, the narration Uncle Abeiku was giving us, this is not the first time I'm hearing him give this narration. But through it all, in all his narration, there was never a point where I heard anything that has to do with the real intent and purposes of the Actors Guild. Maybe it was not part of what he intended to communicate, but I think at this point, for close to 40 years, the basic things that the Actors Guild is supposed to do have not been done. For 40 years, imagine. For 40 years, it's not a joke, 40 years. Okay, well, maybe life begins at 40. So now that we are entering into maybe now that we are entering into the 40 years of the Actors Guild, maybe
they'll start a new life at 40.
Maybe they'll start a new life at 40. But it's sad. It looks very... And, when I speak about some of these things, I speak from the perspective of the younger generation. And when you speak to the younger crop of talents or performers who by this point should be protected by this guild, they don't even want to they don't even want to dabble or even hear about matters concerning the Actors Guild. And it's sad. So I don't know how we are going to get out of this mess. Maybe even when you look at the case that is before court, I don't know what the likely outcome of that case is going to be and how it's going to solve the guild's problems. I remember a few years ago I sat down with the NFA executive secretary Juliet Asante. It was an interview and I asked her what the NFA can do concerning the various guilds. And it looked like even the NFA cannot do anything about the situation because the NFA board is being formulated or put together by representatives of the various guilds.
Yeah.
So it's not like the NFA is having the power to even call these guilds to order. But I've seen that the NFA has made some attempts in the last couple of years to sort of, I'm not speaking just alone about the Actors Guild. They've done some attempts to sort of like sit down with the guilds and ask them to restructure so that they could also support the guilds. And before coming here, I did some quick research, and I noticed that it was only the FDG that has
the Directors Guild
that has done what was required to them, and they've received some form of support from the National Film Authority, which includes some funding and some, I don't know, some money to set up a website or something just to make the guild more attractive. And at this point, I think it would have been nice if the Actors Guild in particular, because even if you look at the total workforce for the film industry itself, majority of the workforce are actors. Think about it. If you look at the workforce for the film industry, people that, even those that have dabbled in producing, executive producing, they would all take their start into the industry probably from acting. So I don't know how we are going to fix this, but I hope it's resolved.
Okay.
Maybe after the 40th anniversary of the guild, and hopefully, I think, if you ask me, I'll say we should burn it to the ground, and
we should burn.
Yes.
We should collapse the guild.
Yes, you should burn everything to the ground.
How do we do that?
Ideally, if left to me alone.
And then do what? Form a new one?
Yes, burn everything to the ground and start everything from the scratch. Left to me alone, that would be my advice. That burn everything to the ground.
But some time ago, I hear some people broke away and formed the Screen Actors Guild.
Yes, there's that too.
Okay.
There's problem there too.
Quick one.
Yes.
I started the Screen Actors Guild.
Oh, okay.
So if we want to discuss it, we'll discuss it.
Okay.
There was no breakaway.
Let's go on.
And there's no problem.
Okay, so from even if you look at the wedding itself,
that's a different guild altogether.
Yes.
Good.
But yes,
okay.
My final take on this: we should burn it to the ground, collect the ashes, dispose it off, and then give it a proper befitting send off, and then we start afresh.
Hey, let me go to Uncle Ken. Uncle Ken, these issues, how many years ago? We still. I'll come to you. I beg. Oh, okay. You want to make your final submission before you go? Okay. Okay.
I'm still here. They keep on sending texts.
Okay. Okay, please.
But I'll simply say, let me just round up by saying that I wished the Ghana Actors Guild all the best. As I said, I'm one of the founders.
Okay.
I cannot see or wish it collapse.
Okay.
As I live.
Okay.
We went to court basically to stop what we thought was an irregular action. So we're leaving it to the, and I can assure you that by the end of the year, where we have reached with a court matter, I think we should be done with it, because they've taken all the pleadings.
Okay.
Yeah, except that a name was mentioned who was not part of the original witnesses. So the judge subpoenaed that he should come over, and also so after him, the next thing will be for the two sides, the lawyers to give their addresses.
Good.
And then I'm sure that by the end of this year, it will end. I pray that whatever the result will be, would move into another level.
All right.
To bring all the actors together. As you said, there were many prospects that because of this impasse have gone past us. But I believe that within the end of the year would resolve this matter and move ahead. I'm sorry I could not hear. It's unfortunate I could not hear
Uncle
Peter
Ken's.
and Uncle Ken also make their comments. But I'll be listening on phone. Yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Abeiku Sagoe. He is an actor, writer, and producer. And he joined us here in the studio for the conversation on the Ghana Actors Guild and the way forward. Yeah, John 99.7 FM Superstation. My name is Kwame Dadzie. I'm here with the rest of the team. Let me go to Uncle Ken. Yeah, Uncle.
Yes, Kwame. Correct me if I'm wrong, Kwame.
Yes, sir.
Sometime last year, I think I read an article that you wrote.
Yes.
Describing the Ghana Actors Guild as being comatose.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes, you are right. You are right.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I read that article.
The title was Save Ghana Actors Guild from Dying.
From Dying.
Yes.
Yes. That was the title of the article you wrote last year.
Yeah.
I read through the article and I said, well, this guild, like all other associations or whatever you choose to call them within this industry, have had similar problems.
Problems, yeah.
And they've always ended up in court, and the issues have dragged over a period. This Actors Guild matter. Abeiku told us that the Actors Guild was initiated in the year 1986.
Yeah, 86.
Okay. Tony and
Fiati.
Peter sitting here beside me were both maybe 1 year or even 2, not 2 years, when the guild was initiated, you know. And I remember that between when it was initiated till whenever these issues arose, Ken, can you tell me when these court matters really started? 2016, 2017? Is that what you're saying?
17th or 16th October 2018.
2018.
2 days. So 2 days to elections.
To elections. Okay. So it means that from when it was initiated till that period, there was some semblance of unity and organization that was right, and that did not have any reason for people to raise issues about.
Yeah.
Somebody told me a few years ago when we started discussing their matters that their problems started from when members who were initially not interested in the guild realized that with the establishment of ASOG, there was some monies that were supposed to come to the guild. And so they all got interested. Immediately, they realized that ASOG could be a way of gaining some monies into the guild. And so a lot of them started getting themselves interested in the... I don't know if it's true or if it is not true, but somebody told me this in discussion.
Grapevine.
This ASOG matter is a whole matter.
That's a different thing.
It's a whole matter. From Cosga to ASOG.
From Cosga to ASOG to... Yeah.
And the fights in there. Your friend is saying Bill Asamoah is on the ASOG representing performance. Yeah. So it's a whole issue.
They just had elections.
It's a whole... Congratulations, Bill, officially.
A few months ago, they held elections.
Yes.
Yeah.
They held elections in July.
Yes.
And then I realized that majority of the people on that board are film people.
Yeah.
Do you realize that?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know if it is true or it's not true. But as for me, my contention has been that with all these institutions that represent this industry, their number one problem has been not adhering to tenets of their constitutions. And that is what always brings up the problems. Take Musica. Why was Musica in court for so long? It was a matter to do with the constitution and people interpreting these constitutions and thinking that what they felt was right, and others took them to court. Gamro, they were taken to court. FIPAC, as we speak today, are accusing their current president of having been in office for 6 years when he shouldn't be. And so there are disruptions in ASOG as well.
In FIPAC?
In FIPAC as well, Kwame. The way forward, as you have just said, asked for, as far as I'm concerned, is very simple. Let's adhere to the constitutions and do things that the constitution says we should do. Once we do that, I don't see why there should be any problems. But in this society that we live in, everybody wants to do things their way. And we cannot achieve anything meaningful if we go along that path. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't want to delve into who is wrong, who is right, who is this, who is what. Let's get, if the constitution that you have at present is ineffective, call a Congress or whatever, make suggestions to put it right, and adhere to your constitution going forward. And I think problems will be solved.
Thank you very much, Uncle Ken. Going forward, Mr. Fiati.
Bro.
How are you going? I'll come to him, don't worry.
Well, I think I need
How
to...
is the guild going
I need to
forward?
apologize to the... Now I can say viewers and listeners, right?
Oh, yeah. We are live on Facebook.
Because, to be honest, I want to reiterate that I didn't know that this is how it was going to be.
Okay.
I didn't know we were going to go in that direction. And truth is truth. I am a vandal. And truth always stands. And so when you place things in the wrong context, it has to be righted, because you see, we say social media never internet never forgets. That's why I had to place things in their rightful context. Now listen, there's a constitution that repealed all the other constitutions.
Okay.
Anybody who is a member of the guild knows this, that there was a constitution that, interestingly, the lawyer defending the Ghana Actors Guild is Nkrabea Ifadate.
So he's a member, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a member. He actually said, why are you in court and you didn't come to see me? I want to represent you. You understand? He drafted the first constitution. That constitution, there was an attempt to amend it away from a Congress. That started the initial uproar, but it's for another day's discussion. So when the IMC sat down, they said, amongst other things, rebrand and amend the constitution. And so that's why I kept, when you were talking to Bill, you forgot to ask him whether a team working on the constitution's amendment was in the Ashanti region, whether there was an engagement to amend the constitution. Then we came down to Accra to ratify the constitution and promulgate it. And it was on that day that we put in place the electoral committee. So you can clearly see that there was an attempt to solve the problem once and for all. And all the way from May that our brother claimed the the executive were out of tenure, it took October 16. The president was served on October 17, a day to election October 18, which was exactly 4 years that the tenure of that Eddie Kofi administration would have come to an end.
But
so
Eddie had passed.
Say again?
But Eddie had passed.
Eddie had passed. And so the by-election replaced him. That's why I'm saying him.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that will give you the understanding of the unexpired term.
Yeah.
Because they were elected 18th October 2014 for a 4-year term. Yeah. So Ziggy Nettison was General Secretary, Francis Dogbe was Treasurer, amongst others. So the three that replaced them was Kalsum Sinari, our beloved celebrity, Van Vicker as vice, and then Samuel Fisher won the presidency.
Yeah.
So the argument was that next year there should be election does not say next year being 1 year from the by-election.
But when you say next year,
next year is 2018.
When you say
anytime next year doesn't mean exactly a year away from that.
Yeah.
You understand? So when they were having their IMC discussions, it came up that can we truncate the tenure of office and then have election 1 year, that is 12 calendar months from the election, the by-election. So discussions were held, and it was supposed to have been signed so that it will be part of the resolutions presented to Honorable Ofosu-Adjare. But that did not happen. So when we met, we discussed, and we even discussed issues because we did things about our dues, because we pay annual dues. So we said, scrap every dues that has been paid and pay dues for 12 months. So when the 12 months ended, at the Congress, we decided on what to do to keep members in good standing, because that's what the Constitution stipulates, that you can only vote or contest for office when you are in good standing. And all those processes were done. Elections was launched at a press conference. There were press engagements on TV3 and other platforms. Then just a day to election, this happens. So that is why some of us feel discomfited about what is going on. But the truth of the issue is that, you remember I was saying that, I don't know whether we can discuss this because the issue is in court.
Which one is that?
The issues about the guilt.
Don't go into.
No, you remember I was saying that. So for me, way forward is for us to get out of court. Whatever comes out of court, people have a right to appeal. I pray that nobody goes to appeal. Yeah, because truth of the issue is that I know of things that have happened because I sit in the middle of this. The first approach in law is to try an ADR. And that is what our lawyer tried, to have an ADR. But
the matter in court. Exactly, is the matter in court.
I think I would share the filings with you. I don't want to risk contempt. Because truth of the issue is that I am not as sharp as others legally.
Okay.
So I will share the pleadings in court with you. I know everything, but I don't want to discuss issues that are before the court.
Let me tell you what I read online. That
I'll share them with
the register wasn't up to date. That is what I read online. And that the people that were vying were unopposed. They went in contravention with the Constitution.
This is online. What source?
Let me get.
Don't worry your head. I'm saying that I will share the pleadings with you.
Okay.
I have a reason for that.
But for education purposes.
For education purposes.
Can you?
It's a tall list.
Okay.
And I know myself.
So you don't.
In reading, I'll be tempted to respond. Please, Senior Ken, bear with me and allow me.
So you share the documents with us?
I'll share the documents with you. I was just telling Peter I'll share the amended constitution with him.
That's fine.
And I'll share it with all of you so that you see why some people will go to court.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So the way forward is for us to pray that 6 long years in court will come to an end. We've been 6 years, 8 days.
Okay.
Today. We pray that it comes to an end. And then the Actors Guild can have its elections.
All right.
And we'll all respect people that are put in office to run and steer the affairs of the guild.
Thank you. Let me go on Zoom and pick my final thoughts on Bill Asamoah. Bill. What advice do you have for actors, members of your guild? What do you have to tell them, those who are, worried about what is going on in the guild?
Well, I'll first and foremost say we are very sorry all this is going on. It's very unfortunate. Like my brother Ken and my manager, I didn't know you were calling him in. I would have stayed out because he's my manager. He's my big brother. He has everything. So there was no need for me to even come. But hey, here we are. So we would have to apologize to members. It's been 6 long years. Very unfortunate. We should have been very far from where we are today. But we are only praying that hopefully we'll see some light. And I am happy with the way Uncle Abeiku said, by the end of the year, we'll see something positive. Something positive, yes, we are praying. That is our only hope. And I don't want to play the devil's advocate here with Ken. Ken, what are you saying? Some people will go to court. We pray nobody goes back to court. Whatever the judgment, I pray that we all understand each other and that we move forward, because the guilt itself is bigger than all of us. And we are doing the younger ones a very, very, very bad disservice if this continues. But I would always say, Ashanti region, in as much as, regardless what is going on at national, we are steadfast. We are still on our grounds. We are doing what we're supposed to do. And next month, Ken is coming to Kumasi to shoot a good movie with us. So we are doing what we know how to do best. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
I don't know that Ken has started acting.
No. Ken Fiati, I meant Ken Fiati. Reverend Ken Fiati.
Thank you very much, Bill Asamoah, for your time this afternoon on Showbiz A to Z. Joe 99.7 FM. Thank you very much, Ken, to you, Uncle Ken, and then Tony. But don't go yet. We have a conversation with Peter Sedufia. It's Showbiz A to Z on Joe 99.7 FM. My name is Kwame Dadzie, and this show is produced by Philip Nye, with support from Anita Te, Olivier, found on social media. Show brought to you by MTN, everywhere you go, and Superstar Multi-Fruit Drink. Now, the biggest food, drink, and music festival is returning this October. It's here already. Eat, Drink, Music Festival. It's happening today and tomorrow at the Good Park, Accra Mall. It's a great experience featuring world-class performances, a variety of local and continental foods, drinks and fun activities happening today and tomorrow, 12 p.m. till 12 a.m. And tickets are selling still. Just dial *714*500#. Get a 10% discount on all tickets by buying through a special Hit FM QR code for the event. Now, Joy Prime Made in Ghana Fair at the Good Park Accra Mall. It's happening from Thursday 14th to 17th November, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. each day. Come experience the proud Ghanaian originality, authenticity, and rich culture as we display Ghanaian inventions, locally made clothing, shoes, bags, jewelry, beads, beauty products, Ghanaian rich local food, and music. Yeah. This year's fair will be packed with lots of activities and many other surprises, so don't miss out on the fashion show, Cook Fest between our august audiences on Saturday, November 16 at 3 p.m. For enquiries, please contact 0242 543398 or 0500238383. Joy Prime Made Ghana Fair is brought to you by Joy Prime and powered by Hate 103.9 FM. Sponsored by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, Syntex Tank, a strong, a tough, Go Natural, 100% cocoa fruit juice, Ghana Pay, Mobile Pay, your money your way, DPS Pipes and Plastics, connecting you to life. And the media partners are Dome FM, Joy FM, Asempa FM, Insura FM, and Love FM. Now the Adom FM Family Color Party 2024 on Mambaku Ebusuyan Bako. It is coming off on Saturday, 2nd November 2024 from 10 a.m. till 6 p.m. at the Legon Botanical Gardens. It's confirmed the Legon Botanical Gardens is hosting this event before they close down. So be part of the nostalgic family fun. It's going to be so much fun with activities such as face painting, bouncy castles, lime and spoon, sack race, adult corner for the parents, live band sessions, board games, quizzes, prizes, performances by TGMA Artist of the Year, Stoneboy. We have rap father Mavis Asante, Pope Skinny, Sheila, and more. So it's happening on Saturday, 2nd November 2024. The woodlands of the Legon Botanical Gardens will be transformed into a huge family picnic. So what do you have to do? Gather the family, kids, sisters, brothers, parents, grandparents, and purchase your ticket for an exciting family picnic. Grab your ticket now. 30 Ghana it is, which admits a family of 5 for full full. Just use the short code *714003#, or you can buy at the gate. Happening on Saturday, 2nd November at the Legon Botanical Gardens, and it's going to be a good family fun. The Adom FM Family Color Party 2024 is powered by You Fresh Drinks, drink better, live better. Lavon's Tomato Mix, Love Day Inside, and the sponsors are other sponsors actually: Jamar Detergents, A-Life Soap. We have DBS Industries, D-Ray Man Bitters, Franco Trading Enterprise, and then Alaji Herbal Clinic. Ghana, are you ready? In a moment, I'll be speaking to Peter Sedufia. But in the meantime, the Hit FM hottest DJ is back after a long break, yeah? Hit 103.9 FM brings you the Hit FM hottest DJ 2024 edition. Ken Fiati, you can try. You can take part in it. Hottest DJ. Do you have what it takes to be the ultimate winner for this year's hottest DJ competition? Yeah, Ken has. And are you looking at showcasing your DJ talent to the world? This is your chance to shine. Join DJs across Africa, across Accra, yeah, to battle for supremacy and prove your worth as the next hottest DJ. So come showcase your flair, your style, your swag to be crowned the next hottest DJ. Go to our social media pages, click on the link attached to the hottest DJ artwork, fill and submit the forms. For further information, you can just WhatsApp to this number 0530033813 and be part of it. It's Joy 99.7 FM. In the meantime, I have in the studio one of our hard-working film producers. Yes, he's our guest for today, and you know him for movies like KTK, Side Gang, Away Bars, Aloe Vera, and TV series like Master and Three Maids, Cool Habits, Tanko Villa, and others. He's here with me, Peter Kofi Sedufia. Peter.
Hey, Kwame.
Welcome. How did you feel when you entered and you were, witnessing, experiencing,
the whole banter,
the whole action?
I was just like, my actors. I mean, I was just, off air, I was passing a comment that all along when today is the first time I got to even hear the details of the whole court case.
Oh, you've not paid attention to it?
I've been hearing about it, but I didn't know what it entailed. And I was like, all along, I thought it was some farmer somewhere who are taking the Actors Guild to court. Or someone somewhere who is angry because some actors have provoked him at the middle of the night. They were rehearsing, and so he took them, not knowing actors have taken their own guild to court. And I'm like, so anyway, I just feel like people are moving forward. The world is moving, and the creative art space is moving.
Yeah.
Film is becoming like the next big thing.
Yeah.
People are making money from it here and there and stuff like that. And we cannot be stagnated. We buy all these things. Someone should just take the bold step and say, oh, you know what? I took this matter to court, but for the in the interest of all actors and in the interest of growing something that we all loved. I'm just taking this matter out of the court. Let's find a way forward with it and move on. Because really, whether there's an Actors Guild or there's no Actors Guild, actors will still be working. But the question is, who is protecting their interest? You get my point? And who can say that, okay, you are paying the actors below their minimum pay grade, and when an actor is overcharging you and you also want to say something, would you? So, those things are the bigger thing, because whether there's a guild or no guild, actors will be working if producers call them. But their interest must be protected. That's why the guild is there. It's not like the guild is a money-making machine, sort of, that it's just protecting people's interests. And so, what is in there that we want? I don't get it. And so, I'll just listen to them. But I just hope that they find a very amicable resolution to this, and then we move on from there.
Thank you, Peter Sedufia. Are you also an actor? Do you act sometimes?
Yes, interesting enough, I started off by acting when I was in primary school.
Oh wow!
I was in the drama club, and then I went to high school.
Wow!
I formed a drama group there for the school. The school didn't have one, so I formed one, and I was writing and directing for stage. And I remember I was taking them to National Theatre to do this fan world thing. And when I finished high school, I partnered with a friend, and we still had a drama club running, and we were going to the fan world and Kida Fest. And then I had a merger with a very prominent drama club at the theatre that was performing at fan world. That was Harris School Drama Club. And I also did a few performances at Fan World and Kida Fest for the stage and things. In secondary school, I pursued it. I was acting for the school drama club. I became the screenwriter for the drama club. I became the director at some point, and became the president of the drama club. And people, funny enough, now those things are actually compliments. I didn't think it was compliment. People say, "Oh, they'll meet me on campus, on the secondary school campus, concert boy. Oh, this and that. They'll be making this kind of joker, this kind of thing." And I felt quite offended by that. But actually, that was supposed to be a compliment, because today, when someone tells you, you doing skits, and someone tells you you're funny, you're concert, you're a joker, it means that you are really
good.
Yeah, pulling your stuff. But those things discouraged me, so I stopped acting on stage, because like every drama club in the school wanted to have me in their groups. I was all over, and I felt that was I didn't want to do it. So I think I stopped attending to some of those calls, and then I quit the acting totally. And yes, they say don't allow people to what, there's something to break your something, but I think I allowed them to quench my fire.
And then you paid attention to.
And then after
directing
school,
and the writing.
Yeah, after school, there was the option of, okay, I want to do directing, screen, and so the option was to go to University of Ghana, but there was NAFTI, so I said, okay, let me go to NAFTI and go and do directing for screen, and so that's why I went to.
You left NAFTI in 2015.
Yeah, I completed. That was my year of completion, but NAFTI, I don't know if it's every other school. We do our graduation the following year.
Okay.
So I graduated in 2016.
All right.
And then did my national service there as well. So while I was waiting for my graduation, I was doing my national service, and I was retained on contract as a teaching assistant.
Oh wow!
For I think about 2 years. And so all along, I was in NAFTI and doing my films. So I started doing my first film, my first series, Master and Three Mates, and I did that thing when I was in NAFTI.
Are you serious?
Yes, when I was in NAFTI, we went on an exchange program in South Africa and Finland, sponsored by the Finnish government, but NAFTI was a part. So when we came back in 2015, I decided to do this series, and I started talking to people, because I didn't have money, but I had the vision for it, and I started speaking to people, and then I spoke to Fiati.
Oh
yeah, and I told him that this is the idea I have, and I would really love you to support it and make it happen. And he said, why not? It's a good idea, so I'm in for it. And I spoke to Clemento Sarre, I spoke to everybody, and they all jumped on it without asking me to pay them upfront. And we did that. That money even took a long time to come, but eventually it came, and they had the patience for it. And we did a season 2 of that later on. That somewhere 2017, we did a season 2 as well. And yeah, that show started it all for me, and then I did Keteke. I shot Keteke in 2016. That was while I was still waiting for my Oh, I just finished graduation, right? Yeah, we just graduated, and I did KTK and released in 2017. And I was still at NAFTI when I did Sachi Gang also in 2017.
Oh, wow.
2018. Yes, and so yeah, I've been doing student things and
you had a film,
filmmaking.
or you have a film called Traveler?
Yeah, that was a short film I did when I bought one of my still camera. You know, those Canon T2i. I bought.
You were still in school?
Yes, I was in school. I bought it, and then I said, okay, someone installed a new software for me, and so it was a script I wrote for one of the students to use for Face of Nut. You know, Face of Nut. When you are fresh as you come,
yeah,
you have what we call like instead of a beauty pageant, they have a film contest. So you make films supervised by some of your seniors, and then the script I wrote for the girl, she said she wants to own the story herself, and so she wants to write her own thing. I said, okay, no problem. I would shoot what I wrote for you myself, and so I shot it myself, and that film has gone so far, won awards.
Wow!
And that was one film that I used to pitch to the potential actor for KTK, because Ajitiana has seen it. When he saw it, I think I organized industry people to come and watch series of short films I did when I was in film school. I invited them. There was Chris Ato, there was Ajitiana, and there was a lot of the industry people, and so that's when he told me that, Peter, you know, when you're done with school and you want to venture into professional filmmaking, just let me know and I'll be there to support. So I was like, okay, you brought yourself. So right after that thing, I just said, Ajiti, I have this film I want to do. Would you be a part of it? And he said yes, and then we jumped on it. But then he has seen Traveler. He saw the potential. He saw that, okay, this guy is promising, and so I'd want to work with him. And so that's what started the whole thing for me in terms of actual filmmaking.
How far would you say you've come, you know, on your journey?
Sometimes I hardly look back. You know, it's my wife that reminds me of certain things, and then I look back to it because I just feel like I'm moving. The only time you look back is when you are fulfilled. You know, when you feel that now I have done enough, and I think that I should hit my chest and say, okay, I paid my dues. Then you can now calculate how far you've come. But of course, looking at my background, the home I came from, and how I tried to do some stuff for myself and pushing through, where I was even going to do my first film and nobody was willing to support, even though they liked the idea. Who is this fresh guy from school and he wants to take my money to go and make a film and blah 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 blah. I ended up using my own money to do that with the support of a friend who supported me with some fund also, that I did my first film, actually self-financing. And from there, that people thought, oh, okay, I should have given him money to do it. I didn't think that it was going to be this way. But then it was too late. I had built, and some of those things have built me up to not to rely on people. So the word disappointment, when it comes to people say I'll do this and don't do that, like, it doesn't hit me. And sometimes it's one thing that I appreciate so much about myself, and I feel that those things are things that I've picked up and learned from, that have grown me to I like people saying no to me. I don't know if it's a cliche, but I actually love people saying no to me, because the moment you say no, I'm going to still go ahead, so that you know that my success does not depend on you. You're just supposed to be part of it. But if you miss the opportunity to be part of it, it's going to happen with or without you. And so those things don't deter me, and I'm very happy with that progress.
In 2021, you continued the run of Aloe Vera in some 9 French-speaking countries.
Yes.
And also had a collaboration with Canal Olympia. How did you land that deal?
Yeah, so you know, Aloe Vera released 2020.
Yeah.
And we did about a week, moving on to the second week, and COVID-19 happened. And so the cinemas were closed. So that film didn't see what it was supposed to. I mean, when we did our opening weekend, it was so big that we got a call from Nigeria, Sagoe Film Distribution. They wanted to release it in Nigeria. So we started supplying them with the assets for release in Nigeria, and then COVID happened. So that thing didn't go on, because that was one thing that I was really looking forward to. And Canal Plus was a co-producer on the project.
Okay.
Because they financed it, and they also had a pre-license deal for it. So they said, okay, French people like my films, because some of my, I think now almost all my films have been dubbed into French.
Oh, wow.
Yes, like all my films.
Mm.
Although they are on Netflix, all my films are on Netflix actually.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they're also all dubbed into French and showing in French territory. So they're like, okay, it'd be good to show this one in the French cinemas. I mean, it was supposed to be part of the plan, but it didn't come up early. So, and because the dubbing had happened, we said, okay, it would be a very good window to do this. So Canal Plus, being a co-producer, had to step in and do all those connections with the Canal Olympia. And so it came from the French side of the co-production, and we had that done. Yeah.
Interesting. We're here with Peter Sedufia, film producer. He's a director and a writer. And a few days ago, I saw a video on social media. You know, I think it's a trailer or a promo video, not a promo video for a new movie.
Yes.
One Night Guest.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Tell you about the video, or
tell me about the film?
Yeah, I mean, you know, as you grow, you have to grow in every sphere of your life.
Yeah.
You can't keep doing the same thing every time and expect a different result. And so we just thought that when we looked at what we did with Aloe Vera, where our first showing time was 5 p.m., second was 7 p.m., and third was 9 p.m., and still some people couldn't watch the film before going home because the whole place was full, so choked, both Accra Mall and West Hills Mall. And I think the last person who even left the cinema left, I think, after 4 a.m. the rough and things like that. So we thought that probably we have, as a brand, we have outgrown the cinemas available in the shores of Ghana. So we may have to expand our wings beyond the shores of Ghana. And that is where the One Night Guest idea came in. We thought that, okay, it would be now a good time to see how we can collaborate with people beyond, you know, Aweebas, I collaborated with Asamoah, Media to do it. And so we are now looking at how to collaborate with people beyond Ghana so we could reach an international audience more or less through the cinema means. Because when it goes on Netflix, they'll watch it internationally. But we wanted to look at a theatrical base because that is always like the first point of contact for every filmmaker. I keep saying it that the streaming platforms are good and things like that. But
so who did you collaborate with on this one?
There's a collaboration with Zozo Film from Nigeria. There's a collaboration from Gravel Road Studio from South Africa. I mean, Gravel Road Distribution has been distributing my films for me since 2017 when I released Keteke, and they've been very good partners. And they have a production department which is the Gravel Road Studio. And so they also came on board, and they were also looking for money, while I was also doing the same thing. And then Old Film Productions, which we also own here in Ghana, were also was also doing their bid to do that. And lucky enough, we had Silverbird Film Distribution jumping on from the beginning, saying that they would like to distribute it for us theatrically. And we're like, okay, that's a fair deal, because sometimes people make the film before they start looking for distributors. But for us, because we had a pitch deck, like a proper business proposal and everything in it, when they saw it, and like, okay, this sounds like an exciting project that is marketable, so we would like to jump on it and from the beginning. And so that's how they jumped on it, and we took it to Nigeria. Of course, going to Nigeria was so purely a business decision because finding investors in Ghana was quite a hectic one. Yeah, you know, people know your numbers, they know what you can do, but the skepticism is still there. But you meet this Nigerian business person like, oh, okay, yeah, we like this, we want to do it, we are going to give you money. And they say that, okay, but if you want to take our money, you need to be doing it where the numbers are. And so you have no other option than to, of course, it's passion project, but it's not a charity job. It's a business decision we have to make. So we said, okay, then let's move it to Nigeria. After all, it's just one location thing. And so there's no harm in, and it's happening in a house, just a mansion and things like that. So let's move it to, and funny enough, it was less expensive making the film there actually. Some of the equipment that I used, I've got it for like, just to make matters simple, I was $65 per day for the camera. Whereas if it's in Ghana, someone would be charging me close about $500 to $700. Wow. A day.
That's a wide difference, man.
Yeah, that's even more. Because Ari Alexa that I wanted to use they were charging me like $200 a day, whereas in Ghana it's like $1,500 a day. So you could imagine. So every other thing, and of course we had a very good deal in terms of equipment, and so we had to do it in Nigeria, and we got a crew, brought some of the crew from Ghana as well.
Good.
Took some of the actors from Ghana, and we took over there because it's a co-production, so it cannot all be coming from one place, and that's how we landed in Nigeria, and we did One Night Guest.
Which actors are in this movie? I've seen James Gardner. I've seen Yvonne Okoro. Who else?
There's Rosalind Giza.
Giza.
There is Majid Michel.
Okay.
There is Iniedo. There is Chidi Mokeme.
Okay.
There is Akanani. There is Lasisi Elenu. There is there's Wari Piki.
Yeah, there's Wari Piki
in there, and there's the Annabelle Apara, which is also a very young girl, but very talented. She's so good, and they are all in there. And of course, there are other people in there that you see.
Good,
but they are not. This is what I've mentioned are the main people in the film, and their faces are the ones you are going to see more. But the other people in the One Night Guest film that you are going to see when the film comes to cinemas.
When is it coming to cinemas?
So because it's a Christmas themed film, we just thought that why not release it on a Christmas day? Of course, this has been because Don't worry. I mean, it's good. The wait is going to be
so 25th December.
25th December. It's going to be releasing simultaneously in Ghana and Nigeria.
Okay.
The same days, all cinemas in Nigeria, and for the first time, it's going to be releasing in all cinemas in Ghana. Of course, you know that practice of when you're releasing in one cinema, the other cinema doesn't. No, that is not happening this time. It's releasing in Silverbed, Asamoah, West Hills. It's releasing in Oyarifa, that's Ozone Cinemas.
Okay.
It's releasing in Kumasi, the two cinemas.
Wow.
The Royal View Cinema, and then the Golden Eagle Cinema is releasing in. So like we are doing, if there are more cinemas, even across the nation, I'll be doing it all of them simultaneously.
Thank you very much. I'll pick my guest thought on this whole movie thing, but let me send out this information. Let me tell you about the Joy News EcoBank Habitat Fair, and it's happening on 30th of October to 2nd November to turn your home ownership dream into reality and be part of this one. Come to the EcoBank Joy News Habitat Fair and interact with industry players like Virtual Security Africa, Urban Security Doors, Clifton Homes, Superlock Technologies Limited, DevTrack Woodland, Home World Building Supplies Limited, Tino Solutions Limited, ABS Glazing Limited. Get a house, make it a home. Still on Joy 99.7 FM. Accra, get ready for an unforgettable theater experience. It's going to be a Ghana, Nigeria heat, another one. But this one, it's a play. Joining General Ntatia from Ghana, Brain Jota from Nigeria, Clemento Suarez from Ghana, and Ajua Orleans Lindsay, who is an adopted Nigerian, for a night of laughter, drama, and great moments. Yeah? And this happened at the National Theatre on 8th November 2024 for 2 shows at 4 p.m. That's first one is 4 p.m., second show 8 p.m. And then at the Bukum Boxing Arena on 9th November 2024 at 7 p.m. for one unforgettable show. You play me, I play you. That's the name of the play. Ghana and Nigeria. Who can play? Rep your jersey and come, let's find out together. You can buy your tickets. Simply dial *713 *33*10#. Or you can visit africaartsnetwork.com or egotickets.com. Or you can also go to Airport Shell, Bachona Total on Spintex Road, Rocks Wachi, and Silverbed Cinemas, Accra Mall. Don't miss out. Just buy your tickets now. For more information, call 0541234586. You Play Me, I Play You is powered by Africa Arts Network in collaboration with Challenging Hearts. Sponsored by Pep Student, Star Life Insurance, Yox Rent a Car, T-Lays, and McPhillis Foods. Now, the Infantipim Old Boys Association presents the 2024 annual fundraising dinner. So join us on Saturday, November 2nd at 7 p.m. at Stoneview Restaurant and Event Center at East Legon. Enjoy fine dining, music, dance, and networking. Support the Kwabutri Center for Sport Excellence. The tickets are going for single 300 Ghana cedis, double is 500 Ghana cedis, and then we have silver 10,000 Ghana cedis, gold is 15,000 Ghana cedis, platinum is 25,000 Ghana cedis. You can just dial *714*11*15# to get your tickets now. In-house here, I have Ken Fiati. He is an actor. Now, I'm taking the position of the Actors Guild. I'm bringing him into the proper actor position. He's an actor, and I have Tony Asankomah. He's a film critic with ghmoviefreak.com. And then Uncle Ken is here. Peter Sedufia is the man who is bringing us one-night guest on 25th December. Ken, Fiati, let me add the Fiati to it. Our brother is bringing a new movie. We've been saying, the movie industry is there, but some other people are producing movies. Tell him something for me.
No, I think that I firstly would want to say that it is Peter Sedufia that made me a star.
Hey!
Don't mind him.
But when I knew you in you were still a star.
That's why
1998.
So Jesus was asked whether he was the Messiah. And he asked them, what do you see? The blind see, the lame walk. So don't be surprised at what Peter is saying. But you see, I have learned that honesty is a ladder that can take you high.
Yeah.
Everybody calls Ajete Pusha.
Yeah.
Because he's remembered for things we do for love. And everywhere I go, I was surprised. I was walking somewhere in South Africa, and I was hearing Master, so I was minding my business until the person came to tap me and say, I was just watching you in South Africa. How do you call it? Bloemfontein or whatever. I was working there. And I was in the north to do a project for rock, and I was surprised that the Northerners know me as Master. So you see, the thing is, you need to be careful the way you talk to me.
Maybe, are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you because I'm a master. So it will help you to have the dichotomy between me and Senior Ken. Maybe if you say Master Ken, then we know. But truth of the issue is, if Peter would remember when he called me, we met at the mall. I was quiet for a long time. Because I was going on a long break.
Okay.
I didn't know when I was going to be back, if you remember. Then he shared what he wanted to do with me. Then he mentioned a blend, and then he said, "So I need you. I want to ride on your shoulders." And we laughed. At that time, it was easy to say okay, because now when you look at him, if he rides on my shoulders, I'll be in trouble. but that's on the lighter side. I worked with him also on Aloe Vera.
Aloe Vera.
Yeah, I did.
I love that.
I did something on Aloe Vera. Yeah. And that tells you that he knows what he does.
Yeah.
And I'm not patronizing him because he's here. One of the most honest things I have said is a rebuttal to people who said, so he did Keteke, he didn't cast you. But when he was coming up new, he knew you and used you in Master and Three Mates and all that. I don't know whether I told you. And I answered that even me as an actor, I know that I don't qualify for every role. I'm saying this because he knows his craft well. I think he's one of the most accurate casting entities that I have. So he's not an individual entities that I know. I think one night guest. When I started,
it's not one night stand, it's guest.
My name is Ken Fiati, so I won't say stand. When I started seeing the parcels going to people, I was like, okay, so I told my guys at home to check the gates well.
Whether he was coming to you.
Little did I know that they missed my address. but I think it is one of the most innovative ways
promotion, yeah,
in terms of marketing and promotion that I have come across. And if you know somebody in the day, you don't need a light to see his face in the night. I know that this is good. I can't wait for 25th. I can't wait for 25th. Those who have not seen me in a while, there's one show where you will see me.
Okay.
I'll be there to watch. So, Peter, it's good you have been consistent. You have kept your quality. You've kept your standards. Above all, you have kept your privacy well enough. You know, there are people that the moment one movie makes them known, they become full of themselves and they cease to do quality stuff. But he has improved. And so, Ghana, we need to help and celebrate what God has given us.
Good.
And make them grow better.
Tony, yes, so that comes to Uncle Ken and then we go. Yeah.
Where do I even start from?
Start from the end.
The end.
Do 1.5 minutes for me.
Sure. I'll make it short.
Okay.
So there are actually only a few directors in Ghana that I revere. Peter is actually one of them.
Okay.
Because when I started out with ghmoviefreak.com, he's one of the people that actually reached out to and he responded. And I can tell you for a fact that I've reached out to almost every production company, almost every director in Ghana to try and help promote their work, and most of them didn't even mind.
They didn't need promotion.
Yeah, they ignored my messages. But I remember when I first saw, and that was when I saw, I think, a teaser for KTK.
All right.
And I messaged him, he responded, and ever since then, he's been he's been in touch in terms of certain things, but he'd be like, he swerved me small with this one.
You catch on for here.
Yeah, we'll talk about that one later.
Yeah.
But he's been in touch with all the other projects that he's worked on.
Great.
And one thing I appreciate is the fact that he actually sought my opinion on some of the projects beforehand. And I'd say it was a bit of a morale booster for me being a critic that is hated by the industry. He's actually one of the industry people that would reach out to me before
he loves a hater
and say, "Oh, I'm going to do this. What do you think about it?" And then I'll proffer my small opinion on it. So I really do appreciate him and revere him for that.
Okay.
Looking at this particular project, I like the approach he's taking with it.
Yeah.
The marketing and the promotion and everything. I'm excited to see how it does, particularly because now we are going to see actual box office numbers because of the territory he's entered into. We are actually going to see the numbers, and it's very important that we start seeing numbers from the Ghanaian space. So 25th of December, let's see how it goes.
Okay.
One night guest.
Uncle Ken he's in your hands.
It's been a very nice afternoon being in the company of people who are really keen on improving the industry.
Yeah.
Peter, I got to know while I was on the board of the Golden Movie Awards.
Oh, yes.
Yes, for so many years. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't meet him personally, but I got to know about him through his movies. Kiteke, for instance, when he came out, I was on the board, and he has, like everybody has said here, he has improved over the time. And I like what Ken said about him. He stays in the background. His works speak for him. He doesn't come out and openly flaunt himself to the public, but his works do that.
Thank you.
So thank you, all these guys, for coming. I just hope that all of them help in resolving the issues of the industry.
Thank you very much, Uncle Ken, and thank you, all of you, for coming to the show today. It's been Showbiz A to Z. My name is Kwame Dadzie, the show produced by Philip Nye, Anita Tay, Olivier Fagnan. And the show brought to you by MTN Everywhere You Go and Superstar Multi-Fruit Drink. We're back same time next week. Bye-bye.